let's get into it. I mean, here's the thing. If we're going to talk Little Mermaid, who cares if we talk spoilers? Because it's a movie based on a cartoon that 99% of you have already seen, that has been around since, I want to say, is it 89 or 9?
89.
89. If you haven't seen the original cartoon on which this is based, and this movie pretty accurately follows that story with variations here and there.
All the beats are there. All the beats from the original.
All the main beats are there. Like, so I don't even know. Does it matter if we put spoiler?
I don't think so. No. I don't think so.
Let's just put spoiler review. I wonder what happens at the end. Is it different from the cartoon? Let me just say this. It's not different from the cartoon. But I'll give you my overall impressions. I want to hear from you, Alan, and then we'll get deeper into it and get your comments. But first, my overall impression. For the first 20 minutes, I was kind of into it. I mean, I'm saying I was into it. The first song that she does gets a big applause from the audience. Her voice, and I will say, best part of the movie is I always get her name wrong. Hallie Bailey. Hallie or Haley?
Hallie Bailey.
Hallie Bailey is very good. She's probably the best part of this movie. In fact, I would just go so far as to say she is the best part of this film. And for the first 20 minutes, I'm kind of captivated. Like, all right, it's not like the CG, whatever. They chose a style. That is the style. Okay. After a while, you forget it because of the voice acting. And for the first 20 minutes, I'm like, I'm really liking this. What are people talking about? And then Prince Eric, I thought was pretty milquetoast. And the movie just kind of got, I think I was sitting next to Paulie from Latino Slant and he fell asleep. He was like, dude, I'm having trouble staying awake. So I don't know what to say.
Were there kids in your audience by any chance? I doubt there were, but
there were some kids, but because it was a later show, 7:10 p.m., didn't start till 7:30 because of trailers. It was a mostly adult Disney fan audience. It should have been packed, but it looked like a bunch of seats were canceled at the last minute because there were prime seats, like the best seats in the middle that no one was sitting in. And I thought, well, I wonder if people just like canceled their tickets at the last minute. So there were like almost full theater and then chunk empty, but there were the prime seats. It was weird. Anyways.
Let me just respond to your comment about Hallie Bailey. I mean, it's kind of like what I saw at D23. They brought her out. And it was clear she's Black Ariel. You know, she has that kind of effervescence that Ariel has, and so I think, you know, someone in the comment said, you know, who else could have done the role other than her, and you know, you'd be hard pressed to think of a person that age that could pull that off, and I thought she was okay at being the live action version of Ariel, but it's the entire film that's the problem.
I would agree with you, Alan. She's not the issue with the movie. It's not her. The issue is modernity and running time.
Yeah.
That is the big issue with it. I don't even know another way of saying it.
Yeah.
I really like, if they had basically said, hey, we're going to go in colorblind, we're just going to see a bunch of people, I would have picked her. I thought, I mean, do you agree with me? Like, yeah. I mean, you know, she's a star.
Yeah. I mean, again, I can't think of someone her age that could have pulled it off as well or better than what she did.
So I just wish,
but like, I don't know a lot of people her age, so you know, that's a tough one to call.
Yeah, but the weird thing is, okay, let's go into the things that I don't know, that are people are gonna shills. Dude, I'm just saying for the first 20 minutes, I liked it and I thought she was really good. And then the movie is like too long in the tooth and gets boring. And that song with Awkwardfina is just like, oh God, they should have cut that out. I'm tired of these movies that are over 2 hours. I'm tired of it. This does not need to be over 2 hours. It could have been an hour 40 minutes. You could have taken the same movie, an hour and 40 minutes, and just you would have been fine.
Yeah, they could have done a shot by shot of the original, and it would have been great.
Someone was saying even that, like, I think it might have been Gary from Nerdrotic was saying that part of the reason that he thinks that these movies are long, they want them long because of streaming. Because once this movie, The Little Mermaid, goes on Disney Plus, people are going to watch the whole thing, and it's all about minutes watched. So literally, the more minutes you have of a movie, the more minutes watched you get on your streaming service, which is why movies are, are getting like long.
But here's the problem. I mentioned before at my screening there were a lot of kids. They were squirming. They could not handle the 2-hour 15-minute runtime. And then Lorena Creel was at an afternoon screening yesterday, and she said the exact same thing. Kids were just not. They're just being very antsy throughout the entire film. And
well, look,
and it's that moment when she gets her legs that the movie just drags. The story just drags, and they have to force in 3 songs. Kids are, I think box office wise, it'll do great this weekend, and there'll be a big drop off because families will not see this movie again. They'll just go home and watch the original on Disney Plus.
It's not going to get repeat business. But yeah, for the first 20 minutes, Under the Sea stuff with her, her father. And the weird thing was he has these daughters, but they're all different ethnicities.
Yeah.
So he's got a Latino daughter and an Asian daughter and a white daughter and another black daughter. And I'm thinking, what's he been up to?
Well, the other thing is, we mentioned it on the last on Tuesday, but what happened to their mothers? Why are they not around?
Yeah, why are the moms? Does he eat them after?
Yeah, well, people have been bringing up Henry VIII.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's like there's really kind of no explanation, and it's sort of like, so they're all his dad, like all these mermaids. This is their dad. Where's the merman? Where's the merman?
Yeah, we know man killed Ariel's mother, but what about the other 6 mothers?
Right, but look, this movie, it's not as bad as I thought it would be, mainly because I kept hearing how bad it was going to be. And the first 20 minutes I was in, and then I was like, oh yeah, now I see all the flaws.
Yeah.
It's like I went out on a date, had a really good time. We spent the night together. Then I woke up and saw her in the morning. That's The Little Mermaid. I was like, oh, okay, well, gotta go. See you later. And
by the way, what did you think of the mermaid special effects?
They were fine.
Weren't.
It's like what's that?
They weren't fine. They were CG faces real faces pasted on CG bodies.
Well, that's true. That's what it was. But it was like, that's the style. I saw it in 3D, which I think changed it a little bit for me. I did see it in 3D, and I thought, oh, it reminds me of Avatar, right? Like underwater 3D. I thought that worked. So there you go.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I need to see it in 3D, but then that would require me to have to
see it again. Yeah, you don't want to see it again. You don't want to see it again. But so I don't know. Is it going to be a big hit for Disney? We'll see. I mean, my screening was mostly full, but it is Burbank, AMC 16. They tend to get they get a lot of people there. I don't know. What's your prediction on how well this is going to do?
I think it'll do well. I'm no expert when it comes to box office, but it could hit the $100 million mark. And the thing is, it's a kids movie, and so you can't really rely on the Thursday night numbers because families will go out over the weekend, especially the Memorial Day weekend. So you have till Monday to kind of see it, and it's just like I said, I do not believe there's repeat value here. I don't see families, and films like this rely on that repeat business, and I don't think families are going to come back and see the movie again.
But I think your average moviegoer is going to generally like the movie, with the exception of the running time. Hollywood has a running time problem. Huge running time problem. So I don't even know. I mean, how do you even I mean, it's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's I'm so sick of it. I might have to have a rant. I might have to have a rant. So, bottom line, it's a piece of shit. Yeah. So there you go.
Hey, so I got to ask you. So the Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote new songs. What did you think of the Prince Eric song?
I thought it was awful. I thought all of those new songs were.
By the way, how did you think it was? What was your feelings about the way it was shot?
It was weird. It was weird. It felt like very like they were kind of fetishizing him. Does that make sense?
Well, to me, it came off as it's these pretentious Broadway musicals. All the song was him walking down a hillside to the ocean and just emoting his brains out, of just crying about, being kept on the island and not being able to explore the world. And he's just emoting all over the place. And I'm like, this is lazy filmmaking, especially when it comes to musicals.
I think the Prince Eric song, pretty much everyone thought, just give me dick. That's what a lot of people were thinking.
Yeah.
Just give me dick.
About the
Dick
other
Grayson. I knew that would get clipped the minute I said that. Several people sent me clips of myself saying dick. So, yeah, the new songs were completely unnecessary, and they all were there to pad the running time, which should
was also there to get an Oscar nomination.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I feel like when people think they hire Lin-Manuel Miranda, they think, well, we just have to use what he sends us. And I think that he's way overrated. I remember thinking that, I hate to say this, when I saw Hamilton, everyone's like, oh my God, you got to see Hamilton. You got to see Hamilton. Well, it's all like the founding fathers all race swapped, right?
Yeah.
And it's the story, of Alexander Hamilton, right? Through rap songs. And I remember seeing it and everybody praising it. I'm thinking, this is okay. This is like, you know what it reminded me of? I'll tell you exactly what Hamilton is. It's Schoolhouse Rock. It's I'm Just a Bill. The Schoolhouse Rock songs that would teach you American history with a cartoon and a song. So what Lin-Manuel Miranda did was basically make a stage play, race swapped the founding fathers, and then basically did a long episode of Schoolhouse Rock. It's super overrated.
By the way, I'll say this. I did like Hamilton, and Lin-Manuel Miranda, if you give him a couple of years to write a musical, he will write you a great musical. If you give him a year to write songs, he will give you mediocre songs. I don't think he had enough time to work on these songs. And anytime he's been added to pad a movie, it's never been good. But I liked Hamilton. I liked Encanto.
Yeah, I thought after I saw Hamilton, I was like, this is overrated. People are overpraising it. It has sort of like the simple conceit, which is the race swapping, and then it's basically an episode of Schoolhouse Rock. That's all it is.
Yeah, I almost walked out halfway through In the Heights. It was just so bad.
Oh wow, BS In the Heights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to watch it. I watched the beginning and then I thought this isn't for me. I skipped out. So yeah, so Little Mermaid, not as bad as everyone says until you get past the first 20 minutes, and then it's just I will say, what's her name? Melissa McCarthy. I thought she was also very good.
I thought she was good. I didn't like the way they animated Ursula. It was done so much better than the original.
Yeah, it felt weird. This animation style was like this weird sort of realism, right? It's like, you have Sebastian who's like looks like a real crab but has these eyes. If you saw that in real life, it just looked creepy.
Yeah. Well, also, when I say that they just pasted her face on an octopus body, that it was Melissa McCarthy that stood out the most.
Mm.
And it was just not, it's just not well done, and it could have been done so much better. The last thing is the ending when King Triton sends the young couple off. How did the audience laugh, for one thing, or did they groan?
Yeah, all I can say is this wasn't really for me. It's not a movie for me, but I was surprised how much I enjoyed the first part. I thought and it was really because of her, right? I thought that Hallie Bailey was very, I don't know. I think she's a star. Also, the other thing about her that's interesting is her face looks like she's a Disney character, like someone drew her. Like she looks like how a Disney princess looks when you draw that person, right? Like, or when you draw that character. Are you drinking out of a mug that is a Tinkerbell mug?
Yes, it is. There's Tinkerbell.
And you have tea in there?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm Asian. I like tea.
All right. Well, I forgive you. Then.
It's my culture.
What, Little Mermaid? Tinkerbell is your Tinkerbell?
No, the tea is my culture. Tinkerbell is my upbringing.
Well, so there you go. I watched the first 20 minutes and I was thinking, God, I'm kind of liking this, and then it dragged so bad, and you could feel it in the audience too, because they were kind of pumped at the beginning and they applauded the first song, and then after that it was nothing, just whatever.
Yep, that's what we got.
Yeah.
Under the Sea, underwhelming.
Ooh, there you go. Little Mermaid. Oh, you have to put 2023 in the thing so people understand.
Yep.
Okay, what did Alan give it? I just realized we have too many ads on this site.
I know. There's video ads now. Look, scroll down. You'll see the video.
Oh my God, Alan, this is
scroll
annoying.
Scroll down. You'll see it. Look at that.
That's right in the middle.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for this.
Poor kid. Look at that. All right. I think that's an ad for medieval times. Yep. Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
I got to get them to dial it back. This is just too many ads. I'm apologizing to the audience right now for, like, there's video ads. There's just, this is like, I'm just not, you know what we are? Now we're like every other website. I see why they do this, but I don't know. We haven't had ads on the site since January. So I guess we're trying to make up for it. So you gave it a 4 out of 10. That sounds about right.
Yeah. There's no reason to see this movie. There's a much better version. I tweeted yesterday, there's an edited version on Disney Plus.
Yeah, the shorter version is on Disney Plus. Let's keep it at that. Oh my God.
Oh man, I was trolling this movie so hard yesterday on Twitter.
Oh God, yeah. Well, what did you say to Eric Weber as our war escalates?
Yeah, no, it was like he posted a tweet that said, "This is my reaction to the Little Mermaid." Basically, he loved it. What's happening to me? And then I wrote back, "Yeah, Eric, what the hell? What is happening to you?" And then he said he was going to eviscerate me on his live stream, and I don't think he did that, but we started going.
He doesn't. Eric very proudly doesn't watch other YouTubers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, I was recommending, like, here's some other YouTubers. Excuse me. Here's some other YouTubers you should watch. And he goes, I'm not going to watch them. I'm like, okay. Like, you don't even have to like them. I feel like there's something to learn about how other people do their YouTube channels, what other people bring. I think there's a reason certain YouTubers are very successful. Some YouTubers don't even do live streams. Like, It's a Gundam. Has he done a live stream? I just watch his videos. Yeah. They're like mini documentaries and they're brilliant. So The YouTubers that are successful have very specific types of strengths. And I just like to watch a variety of different YouTubers. So there you go. So I encourage him. I'm like, Eric, you should watch other YouTube shows. He doesn't watch this show. He doesn't watch anything.
So we can talk about them all we want.
Well, yeah. Oh, wow. So the audience score is 95%. The Rotten Tomatoes score is 67%. So
yeah, and in fact, that critic score has gone down. Yesterday it was at 71%.
So it went to 67, but it still says fresh.
Yeah, because I believe it's 60% is considered fresh, but it's not certified fresh.
I will say this, that you know what is actually interesting is the diversity in this didn't bother me because it's the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Is where it's set. So it actually makes sense. Whereas the diversity in Beauty and the Beast, if you go back and watch that, makes no sense because it's in France in what? France in the what era is it?
Oh, who cares?
Yeah. So go back and watch. Don't watch. Watch the trailer for Beauty and the Beast. It's so diverse. You're like, this is distracting. The diversity in this wasn't distracting because that is that world, the Caribbean.
Yeah, I'll say Lorena Creole, who grew up in the Caribbean, will testify to that. That's pretty. That was her. She hated the movie.
God, I gotta watch her review.
Yeah, she hated the movie, but she said they got the Caribbean part down right.
Yeah, I thought the Caribbean. I thought it just felt authentic, and so all of the diversity it just made sense. Like, just make it organic, not forced, and it made a lot of sense. But also, like. People in the chat, what's your favorite African fairy tale? Can anyone think of just your top 3?
Or your top?
You know what I can guarantee? You can't think of one. Oh, I don't understand why Disney, they so want to just take some fairy tales that are out of the realm of what we're familiar with and, bring those to the screen. I would love to. I would really like to be educated about great fairy tales from other cultures, other than the ones that we've been recycling for decades.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that partnership, if it still exists, with the African production company, will change things. But now I wonder, with everything Disney's going through, does this partnership still exist?